What's happening, guys? It's your boy Zike Junior, and welcome back to Football Fans Frenzy. Yes, this is another edition of Saturday Football with Zike Junior, and of course, I'm with Bello. Bello, what's up?
I'm good, man. What's up, guys? It's been a while.
Yeah, Bello don't get confidence now. They wear Man City jersey up and down. Treble. Oh
Not
boy,
finally.
if
Not finally. It's
if
ahead.
Man City win Champions League final, I go quit football because the banter will be out of this world, man. The banter will be crazy.
Don't worry.
So, guys, it's Saturday Football with ZK Junior. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's somewhere down below. Also, smash a like on this video if you are live and if you're seeing this video later, and share the link with your friends so that they can also join in on the show. And yes, of course, later in the show, we'll be talking about our game week 36 predictions. Yeah, the Premier League is gradually coming to an end, and just two more games to go for most teams. For other teams, three more games to go. But generally, we can just say two more games to go. And so we have interesting topics to share with you this Saturday morning. And the first one is we're going to talk about Leicester. Huh? So, Bello, is Leicester set to blow their Champions League spot again? This is going to be the second time in a row. What's your thought, bro?
Honestly, it's looking like it was gonna happen. But I think that victory at Old Trafford kind of like gave them a little breathing room. But right now, it's still a bit dicey because they have two very tough fixtures coming up. They have the match with what's it called? Chelsea. They have the match.
Yeah,
That one is the 6 pointer. It's a
that's a do or
classic.
die affair.
Yeah, it's a classic 6 pointer, and then you also have the match with what's it called, Spurs. Do you get? So
Yeah.
it's if they can get maybe a win from one of those matches, I think they're home and dry. But the problem now is, can they really actually do it? But you also look at Chelsea. Chelsea are also in a very precarious situation because I think they're 2 points behind Leicester, and then what's it called? They have Leicester. I've forgotten who they play in their last match, but it's not such a difficult fixture. I think Tuchel has enough ammunition in his armory to what's it called to see this out. But the thing is also dependent on Liverpool winning all of their remaining matches, which we know is actually a tough ask right now for them because their form has been dodgy. But last 2 3 games they've actually been playing well. Trent is begin to see signs of old Trent coming back. We also are seeing Salah scoring again. There's a little bit of
Yeah.
humility in the team. We could also point to the fact that they didn't play the strongest opponents. The last match they won 2-0. I've forgotten who they played now, but I watched the match. It was okay. They scored early and then scored late. Then the match at Old Trafford, it was Manchester United were at sixes and sevens with themselves. They played. It was one of the worst
Too
Manchester
many
United
wrong
performances.
passes. Too many wrong passes. They couldn't
It was
just string passes together.
exactly. It was one of the worst Manchester United. So we can't really tell if it was um, Liverpool being good or Manchester
Or
United being
Manchester
really.
just being very poor. Yeah.
So it's so. I mean, if Liverpool just have to keep their heads on the ground, considering it's they'll be watching that Leicester Chelsea game with all seriousness. I mean, if they can do the job, then hopefully those guys might just give them a way back into the Champions League.
Yeah.
And then
I just okay. Go on.
sorry, you also look at sorry, you look at the table and then you see that Arsenal are also making a bull run at the Europa League places. It's like I didn't think it was
I
possible,
don't
but
want to talk about it.
and West Ham drop points. I don't see West Ham maintaining that form. I think they're back to normal now. If West Ham,
Wait, I
but
really want to understand. What do you mean by they're back to normal?
one pool was up
Oh
to the
my god. Well, it's
oh
been
my
a good
god,
season for them. Nobody can dispute that fact. It's
yes,
been a very good
even
season
like
for West Ham.
yes, even
Yeah,
even when Palu.
speaking about the Manchester Liverpool game, I think it was just Manchester United being very poor and not Liverpool being actually very good, because even despite the fact that Man United was poor, they were able to score two goals. So I,
Yes,
I don't think that Liverpool is actually very good right now. I just feel like that particular game, Manchester United was very poor.
Yeah, some questionable goalkeeping as well. Like, I mean, for the last goal and for the goal, I forgot. I think Firmino's second goal. It was actually very questionable goalkeeping. So you could understand why one would not. That win does not really inspire confidence. I mean, it's good to score 4 goals away from home in a ground where they've
Yeah,
not won since 2015. So I mean, that's just it.
yeah. Let's quickly read comments. Ortiz says depends on Liverpool winning all their games and their fixtures are a bit tricky. We can't predict this. It's between Chelsea and Leicester dropping out of the top four. I see Liverpool playing UCL, but I really feel like Chelsea has a very strong chance of being in the Champions League because I strongly believe that they're going to beat Leicester midweek. I strongly feel so. Leicester is not that kind of a team that you can trust right now. So I just feel
Yeah.
like Leicester will just be that team dropping out. And he says
Well,
West Ham
I,
back to
I have,
normal, man. That was really funny, man.
I'm hoping the status quo will remain. Man City, Man United, Leicester, and what's it called? And Chelsea. I'm hoping the status quo remains. I hope nobody else drops out. I want Liverpool to suffer for such a bad season that they've had. I mean, when you lose 6 games in a row at home, you
Yeah,
don't deserve to. I mean, like, what are we saying? You don't deserve
true.
to be in Europe.
Yeah,
Let them figure out
you're
in the
very
Europa.
right. You're very right. And Ortiz says someone said Moyes for manager of the year. He's been good, to be honest. Moyes has been really impressive this season with West Ham. You cannot take that away from him. You cannot
Yeah,
take that away
yeah.
from him. He has been very impressive with West Ham.
Chris, who is your manager of
Okay,
the
let's
year?
quickly move on. Bello. And yeah, me, my manager of the year. Hmm. It has to be Pep. It just has to be Pep. I know. Yes, it's difficult coming from the red side of Manchester, but he's just been very good this year. And you cannot say maybe the Premier League was quite tough this year. Was really tough this year. So you cannot say he had it
Mm,
easy.
yeah, yeah. Ooh, I think we have connection issues. Um, well, if I was going to pick my own manager of the year, I mean, it's a left field choice, but I feel like the guy deserves some recognition finally because of what he did. I mean, his club was taken over during the summer, and you know how it is when takeovers happen. Owners that are selling generally don't invest in the squad, and he came at such a funny time. Well, I think we have Chris back. It came at such a funny time because what's it called? 9 players, 9 first team players had their contracts ending, and the ownership of the club were just simply not interested in renewing those contracts. So the manager had to make do and hustle some free transfers from here and there and all that. He actually lost his first three, four, I think 3 matches of the season. So it was like what's it called? It was like wow, this is actually fantastic. Like they're actually going down. They were my first pick to go down, if I'm going to be honest. So I think my manager of the year will be Sean Dyche of Burnley.
Bello, yeah, these guys, but no, I'll leave him for God. Bello, Liverpool not playing UCL football might affect us in the league in terms of the farmers they would play and the rate at which they will yeah, that's a valid point. That's a very valid point. It could just be a tough one next season. But we're up for the competition. That's what I want to see in the Premier League. That's what I want to see in the Premier League.
That's why you have squad
We're up
depth. You
Yeah,
know.
that's why you have squad depth. And every club knows that they need to invest in squad depth next season, considering how the football calendar is. You really need
Mm.
squad depth, or else you're not gonna survive that next season.
Euros are starting just very soon in a
Yes,
couple of weeks.
Euros and then World Cup in January. It's crazy. So you need squad depth to actually survive. To actually
Mm.
survive. Okay, let's move on, guys. Casey Stone has actually resigned as Manchester United women's head coach. Yes, she's gonna be stepping down from her role as the coach of the team at the end of the season. Bello, what's your thought on this?
I mean, I'm not even a United fan, but I can understand the frustration of the average United fan at this situation right now. When people were bashing the protesters that made them move the Liverpool game forward. I mean, I actually saw reason with what they did. Now, like you look at the facilities in Old Trafford, the
Old Trafford is falling apart.
Because it's dilapidating seriously. Like some places are leaking. If things don't leak, they don't fix them. Like you can see the signs and all that. So it's really actually bad. And this is one of the like biggest, if not the biggest ground in what's it called, in England, if I'm not mistaken. Is a traditional. This is not Barnsley we're talking about. This is not Accrington Stanley we're talking about. This is Manchester United. Why would they make the most revenue in the league? Why would you wait for your facilities to dilapidate to that extent, whereby the coach is getting angry and now
As if it's National Stadium in Abuja.
she's the coach of the female team. She said, and reports that came out said, she was it was so infuriating for her that she had to resign. That people will have to, if women, these are not men, women, if women needed to pee, they will have to walk across the pitch or something like that to go to the toilet, and they've requested, and this is not something that will cost a fortune. They've requested for like facilities to be moved down to where they are or something, but they still just disregard them, and it's actually really bad, to be honest. You can understand why the fans are also frustrated and shouting, "Glazers out, Glazers out, Glazers out!" Like you make all this money and then you take everything out. You've laden the club with so much debt. So what really are you bringing to the table? Let me ask that question. What really are you
Nothing
bringing?
actually.
It's really actually sad and despicable. I hope they figure it out now that Edward is leaving. Maybe the new guy has some more sense upstairs.
Well, we'll find out in a couple of months' time. Ortiz says my manager of the year has to be Ole. Brilliant work done by him, top of the league for 2 weeks, closing the gap against City. Massive work done. Ole, where did this guy? So Ortiz, Ortiz, stop disguising, stop disguising Ortiz. And then he says, I feel for United when I read the news. About the women's facilities was really, it was very bad. The greatest team in England, Glazers, are really killing the club. The protests are justified, and he says they need to take 10 minutes walk to peace. So many, so many other bad things. Exactly, like I was reading, like these are some of the reports that are coming out. There could be way worse that is happening in the background that we don't even know about. For her to resign, and she's a very good manager, to be honest. Yes, we know they are stronger teams, but she has done very well this season. Bringing
Yeah,
last season she actually brought them to the Champions League, and this season they just fell short, just slightly. But she's a
yeah,
very good manager, and it would be a disaster that the Manchester United women's team will actually be losing somebody like Casey Stones. It's really a
yeah.
big blow for Manchester United. But quickly, let's move to that part of this show where we predict the games and we try to analyze games for the week. Yes, and it's the game week 36 prediction. Yes, and first of all, let's quickly talk about the beautiful game of football we all saw last night, and that was between Newcastle and Manchester City. Yes, beautiful game of football. If you're on my side, like a neutral, like that game was something else. It was really beautiful. Bello, what's your
Yeah,
thoughts?
it was something, all right. It was unpredictable. I would never have guessed a 4-3 result. Yeah, I'm happy for the lad, Ferran Torres. He scored a wonderful goal for his second goal of the season.
Yeah, I think Bello is off there. His network. This is our network. Yeah, just like the game was actually a very beautiful one, and the scores can just tell you everything you need to know is in the scores. Like it's a game. If you've not seen that particular game, just go back and see the replay. It was a wonderful game of football for the neutrals. Maybe if you're a Newcastle fan, you wouldn't want to see it because Newcastle put up a good fight. It could easily have gone their own way. So it's just unfortunate that they lost that particular game. Just
Yeah.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Mm.
And so by 12:30 West African time, first game on Saturday, it's Burnley actually hosting Leeds United. Leeds United have been in a little bit of form recently, their last two games. So what's the prediction, Billy?
Yeah, I'm actually predicting a Leeds win because they've actually improved immensely in the past few weeks. If you actually follow them, the
Yeah.
defending been very.
Defensively, they've been a lot better.
Yes, yes. I mean, like wow, like it's been a huge improvement right from the 2-1 win over Man City with a red card. You know what it means to have a red card from the first half and
Yeah,
still,
against Man City, and they defended very well.
yeah, like
Very
look
compact at the back.
the game against Spurs too. I think they considered first. I can't remember who scored first, but they rallied, they came
They
back
went
and they
out,
won.
yeah. They ran
I mean,
Tottenham riot.
if this guy can add two or three more quality players, and if he can keep hold of the ones he bought, Koch, Rafinha, like
Rafinha will go, man. Rafinha will go, man. Like he has big clubs are coming in for Rafinha big time. You
well,
know, you
we
could
don't,
see he's a very good player, and around good players too, his numbers will come up
yeah. I
because
mean,
we all know Bamford is freaking wasteful.
yeah, yeah,
Bamford
yeah.
is freaking wasteful. So I think he affected Rafinha's output this season. Otis says Ferran with Zlatan and Ronaldo vibes. A Puskas goal, yeah, it was a very good goal. Carson, the goat saving it, and then Living says straight win for Leeds. Otis says Brexit vs Overload 2-1 to Burnley. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I think Leeds should actually win this game. I really feel, and so I'll go for a
Yeah,
2-1
but
win in
Burnley
favor
are
of
also in
Leeds,
form.
to be
That's
honest.
why it's kind of tricky to predict. Burnley are also in form.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
Burnley are in form, but then you don't expect Burnley to maybe hit Leeds with so many goals, but you expect Leeds to really attack them for 90 minutes. So I just see Leeds winning.
Yeah, well,
I
we'll
just see
just have
Leeds winning. We just have to wait and see. The game is just very close by. And then by
to.
15:00 West African time, Southampton actually hosts Fulham. Score prediction, Bello.
I
What
mean,
happened to Southampton this season, to be honest? Like, what happened?
they were overperforming. That's what happened. And then Danny Ings was
So
very,
they are
very
back
long.
to normal.
Yeah, well, yes, they're normal.
They are
They're
back
back.
to normal.
Actually, the team is actually very full of like novices, like people that have not really played a lot of top flight football.
True.
So
And they've
like
had lots of injuries in their defense this season.
so much. So I mean, if they have Danny Ings backfiring, then I mean the sky is the limit. So I predict
Yeah,
a win.
true.
I don't know. It's a
Fulham
dead
is
rubber.
already relegated. So do they have anything to fight for? I don't think so.
Like, and Southampton are safe. They're not fighting for Europe. So
Yeah,
it's
they're very
a dead.
safe.
Mm. So let's see. Maybe
We'll
just
see.
a couple of runouts for some youngsters. So yeah, it should
Yeah,
be
but
fun.
I feel like Southampton will still win. So I personally I'll go for a 1-0 win in favor of Southampton over Fulham. I don't see this game having lots of goals or something.
Well, I'll go for a Fulham win because those boys will be looking for new clubs to go to, so they need to put in.
Okay, now you have to. This is the time to sell your market.
Honestly speaking, so yeah.
Sell your market, banjo, 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 at all.
I don't
That was Bello. That wasn't me. I'm just trying to say what Bello is trying to say. Trying to make it so obvious. And then, and then by 17:30 West African time,
Leicester.
is this game for
I think
today? No. This is no.
I think that's
Sorry.
Leicester City.
20, yeah, Leicester City Chelsea, and that's the FA Cup final. So, what's your take about this particular game? We are not supposed to talk about FA Cup, but let's quickly talk about the FA Cup final.
As a Nigerian man, you have to you get.
You have to
Uh,
support, senior men.
in the
You
last
gotta
in last
support senior men.
about 3 Nigerians have played for Leicester City, so we're kind of Leicester City fans, low key. So I mean, we go with them.
You
Go with
know,
them.
we'll go with Leicester, even though the chances of them winning is actually very small, very very little. I feel like
But
Chelsea is that. Come on, this is what's it called? Tuchel's opportunity to get a first trophy.
yeah. I mean, that would be.
And try and dance his way into Abramovich shots.
I would like them to even win the trophy so that they don't come into the final with blood in their.
Bello, man with agenda. So that it's not become a do or die in Champions League final. I see what you're doing, bro.
You already know the vibes.
Otis says Anguissa and Maja they find new club. Leicester winning this 1-0. Senior man Kels bringing this home.
That would be
I really hope
something.
Leicester wins though.
That would be
I really hope
something.
Leicester wins though. It will be a good thing for them. And then after that, you have a game by 20:00 West African time, and that's Brighton actually hosting West Ham United. West Ham
Yeah,
should be winning this game. West
they
Ham should
should.
be winning this game.
Yeah, they should. But like with the two, they had 2 red cards in their last match. Neil Mope and
Yeah.
Louis Dunk. One striker, one defender. So that
But Brighton
kind of.
has been very poor recently.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I was talking about Brighton. So West Ham should actually take this. To be honest, they should take this easily. Maybe like 3-1 or something.
Yeah, but Brighton has been poor, so we really expect West Ham to be winning this game. I would really expect West Ham to win this particular game because Brighton has
Yeah,
been poor recently. So
yeah.
hopefully West Ham wins and still push for a top four.
Yeah, that'll
Hopefully.
make it very interesting. Like we
Yeah,
need
it
a
will
very
make that battle very interesting. If West Ham wins this game, it will put Chelsea under pressure, it will put Leicester under pressure, it will put Liverpool under pressure, and that's good for us to see,
Arsenal under
as
pressure.
fans.
It's put Arsenal under pressure as well.
And then on Sunday 20-0, yeah, yeah, it will put us under pressure. 20-0 West African time on Sunday. Crystal Palace actually host Aston Villa. Hmm, tough game to predict. Tough game to predict right now, considering the circumstances. Crystal Palace has been okay recently, and
Mm.
Aston Villa just been, I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, one thing
So,
is
what do you think, Bello?
Grealish came back in the game against Everton, and he had a very good cameo. So I think Grealish and Watkins coming back, it feels like the old gang is back together again. So I would say an Aston Villa win
Yeah,
over Crystal Palace.
yeah.
Maybe
I
like
would also go for an Aston Villa win, though not a big win, though. I'll go for a 1-0 win in favor of Aston Villa. Not a big win, definitely. Not a
hopefully they
big
can
win,
get.
definitely. Um, Yeah, and after that game, quickly comment from Ortiz, he says West Ham should be trashing them 4-1 to Hammers. Yeah, I really hope West Ham wins that game. We really want the top four battle to be really hot. As in these last two games should be let everybody within their mathematics, if this person win and this Nigeria they always run up. we'll see. We'll see what happens. Tottenham Hotspur hosts Wolverhampton Wanderers by 14:05 West African time on Sunday. Score prediction, Bello. What do you think?
Tottenham need this game, but they're not very predictable. But Wolves have actually been poor, really poor. So I mean, I would expect a 4-0 win from Tottenham. To be honest.
Okay, 4-0 win for Tottenham. To be honest, I would also want to go for a Tottenham win. I really expect them to be winning this particular game. In fact, they have no reason why they shouldn't be winning this particular game at this particular point of the season, and considering
Yeah,
the fact that they've been very poor. Yeah.
yeah,
And it's not like Wolves have been a good team this season. They've just been there.
yeah.
They've just
Actually,
been there. And I don't know. So finally, we did not see Raul Jimenez this season. That's sad, man.
yeah. That's sad. That's sad. I hope he can. Like
That's
there are a lot
sad.
of
We
people
really miss him in the Premier League.
we couldn't see play football. Van Dijk, Jimenez, Henderson joined them later. A lot of people. So I hope
Yeah.
back, and I hope Maguire is not so crucial. So hopefully they come.
They're just resting Maguire. Maguire will play in the Europa League final.
Tricky
Well,
Ole.
well, for some people are arguing that Maguire is actually underrated. The game against Liverpool, he really showed that maybe Maguire actually does some job. Like I feel maybe he's showing that he's overrated, underrated, but we don't know. I'm
Yeah,
I'm not I'm not Maguire's biggest
the
fan,
whole
so
team didn't play well. I mean, from midfield, uh,
yeah.
it
Their team
wasn't.
was poor. Pogba was giving wrong passes all throughout the game. It's just something you don't see every time, and it's strange.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Evinus says, I'm rooting for an Aston Villa win. And Ortiz says, 2-0 win. Villa Grealish is back. Looked sharp against Everton. And Ortiz says, final day drama. Go make sense. Of course, Kane and Son got a haul. Spurs should do this with ease. 4-0 to Spurs. And Livinus agrees with him. Straight win for Spurs. Yeah. We all agree that Spurs should be winning this particular game quite easily. And then
Yeah.
16:30 West African time, West Bromwich Albion hosts Liverpool. Liverpool should be winning this game. Billy, what do you think?
They need this game. They should. And
They
West Brom
need this game.
need it. They need to win it. Nothing. Not. They shouldn't give anything away. Even the goals, they need to pump a lot of goals and not consider
Yeah,
it.
they need to pump a lot of goals because it might just come down to that. It might just come down to that at the end of the season. It might just come
So
down to that. Looking at how the table is right now, they
take
need lots of goals.
take all you can get.
You know the beautiful thing. You know the beautiful thing and why they need to score lots of goals for this particular game. Leicester
Why?
City has 21 goal difference. Chelsea has 22 and Liverpool has 20. So it's very tight. Very, very tight. It might just come down to that.
So
It might just come down to the goals.
advantage of this opportunity God has given them. Let them just pump.
Yeah, they need to score lots of goals. They need to pop. They need to pop. I'm sorry if you are a West Bromwich Albion fan, but we just have to say how it is. Like Liverpool needs to.
Oh my God.
And Livinus says Fred was abysmal in that match. And Choma says Ortiz, you should join the team on camera soon. Yeah, Ortiz, you really should consider joining the team on camera very soon, you know. And Ortiz says Liverpool going smooth over 4.5. Over 4.5 for Liverpool. Last game for this particular game week, and that's by 19:00 West African time, where Everton hosts Sheffield United. Straight win Everton. What do you think?
Definitely.
Definitely straight win them. Sheffield is already relegated. Like
Cavallini should start pad. Honestly, he should come up at least. With the twin strikers. So,
yeah, I would go for a 3-0 win in favor of Everton. Like just end the season strongly, even though everybody was thinking Everton is the next thing this season, and Mourinho with his initial grag and everything. But this season don't show people better. When the season started, Bello, now we can talk Manchester to Man City fan. They were laughing at us. Seriously. They said Man U and Man City, Manchester is a city of flops, and then everybody was talking about Chelsea, everybody was talking about Tottenham and Everton. I almost ran into depression.
Tottenham won the league in October,
They wanted to put us into depression because at the point I think Manchester United was 12th, Man City was 13th. It was really bad. Oh boy.
It was crazy.
And before we know, the funny thing, like it wasn't like Manchester United and City were doing so bad because the point gap was not so much. But I don't know why they're just making the whole drama out of it, as it was just treble. And then just 2-3 wins from Manchester and Man City, and the table changed.
I mean, by December,
it was bad, man. Those guys almost ran us into depression.
By January, we already knew who the top two were going to be. By January, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. This particular season was a very unpredictable season. So many highs and so many lows. Like, who would think that Liverpool will be struggling to get into the top 4? Who would actually think that? Nobody.
If Chelsea had beaten Arsenal, they would have been definitely out of European contention.
True.
They have Arsenal to
true.
count. So
Levinus says I support the motion for Ortiz to go on screen. Ortiz, you know what to do, bro. You gotta come on screen very soon. Everton 2 and
Lewins.
What's it called? Sheffield 0. Lewins start padding. What happened to James? The league choked James. So he choked him the way he turns the choke crops.
Signing of the season. I say, calm down.
Bro, but it was Partey. Boskule said it was Partey. Signing of the season. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Fights. This guy, you like fights.
Ortiz says, why they talk us? We were in 8th when you were at second. When you were second, come on. No, we're 12th and 13th at a point. Bello, if you can remember, 12th, 13th at a point, and we're just together, in the table. And then all of a sudden, the table third. But you're right, Ortiz. There was a point where Man United was second and City was still 8th. Crazy season, to be honest. Crazy season, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, guys. It's been a lovely show with you guys. Thank you, Ortiz, for coming in. Thank you, Livinus, and thank you, Choma. Bello, it's always a joy to have you here. And of course, this is Saturday Football with ZK Junior. We are signing out, guys. Ciao, guys.